Previously on Big Brother. Is it just me or this episode feel like it went by fast as hell? I mean, it looked like Julie was ready to get Zae up out of there right after the credits. I know he's the first house guest out, but damn. And then that BB Blockbuster challenge. Somebody tell me what the hell happened in that challenge. Challenge started. I took my eyes off the screen for like 2 seconds and Kelley was hitting the buzzer that she won the game. All I seen was some letters going around the wall. It reminded me of the first BB AI challenge from the last season. But like I said, Kelley won the first BB Blockbuster challenge, so shout out to her. My parlay was instantly cooked the moment she hit the buzzer. I had jacked that she was going to be going home tonight, but it turns out, big shocker, Zae ended up going home instead. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that surprised that Zae went home, but I am disappointed in some of the contestants that voted to keep Amy over him. And the contestants I'm mad at, let's just call them out right now, Jimmy and Riley, y'all are trash. Now, Riley, I'm not gonna give you too much heat, because like I said in the last video, you literally just been there. You ain't really been doing much of anything. You just on the cast right now. You ain't have a moment yet, so you doing something like that, I don't really understand it, especially because you just made an alliance with dude. Oh yeah, new alliance started up in this episode, by the way, the Burger Boys alliance that was started by Zae, by the way. And then Riley, who's a part of the alliance, decided to just cast him out. I don't understand why he did that. Like, why would you get out somebody who you know you can use as a number down the line? I understand that the votes looked like they was going Amy's way, and they ended up going Amy's way, but that shit ended up being split as hell. More split than I thought it was gonna be. The vote ended up being 9-5. Yeah, Amy was still comfortable, but I did not expect 5 people to vote against Amy. That goes to show me right there that Rachel don't have the power in this house that she thinks she currently has. So I feel like she need to go into this next week a little more careful than she probably feeling right now. She probably feeling herself. She told this man Zae off after Zae tried to have an honest conversation with her because he knew Rachel was trying to get him about the house. It don't take a genius to know that you're gonna try to keep Amy over me. So I'm gonna just let you know right now, because I know that you're trying to keep Amy over me, because I know you're campaigning against me. Next week, if I win HOH, I'm gunning for you. And while yeah, it was an honest approach, it was also one that was very brave. Some might say a little aggressive. I think Rachel would fall in that some who would call it aggressive. And she said some shit like, don't mess with the queen. You go regret messing with the queen. Like, shorty, you won this game 14 seasons ago, please. Honestly, I don't even want to say Rachel has the whole house brainwashed right now. At least the ladies in the house. Obviously, majority of the ladies voted to get Zae up out of here. But I'm not gonna jack that it's Rachel's brainwashing that made him vote that way just yet. We gotta wait another week to see that, y'all. Because clearly, Zae had a physical advantage over the ladies. But he also had a mental one over some of them. But low-key, bro was out here winning in chess games. And then he was just talking in Spanish for no reason. My son said expect the unexpected in Spanish. Who was he trying to flex to back home? That conversational Spanish is clearly not keeping you in the game. Now, I will say I wasn't impressed. Expect the unexpected. He could have said anything else. You talk about some expect the unexpected. But yeah, that beef between Rachel and Zae was pretty short-lived. Like I said, it would have been to the ladies' benefit to get Zae up out the way anyway. So we really got to see how they play going into next week before I can confirm that everybody in the house is brainwashed. I will say though, Morgan couldn't wait to join Rachel and Amy's plan to get Zae up out of that house. I know y'all seen her fiending to join that plan. I told y'all last night, man, perennial Rachel Glazer right there. Speaking of short-lived beefs, we gotta talk about Jimmy and Keanu real quick. We got Keanu approaching Jimmy in this episode, basically trying to get to the bottom of what exactly happened with his conversation with Vince in the last episode. And Jimmy coming off all aggressive to Keanu as if he did not have his name in his mouth. Like, this conversation does not warrant you being this defensive. This man came to you to have a man-to-man conversation about why you had his name in your mouth, which you did. Then after they cleared things up on the surface and squashed the beef, Jimmy's still in the confessional talking about, I'm still gunning for Keanu. I gotta see that, because what I'm learning about your character, Jimmy, you talk a lot. But I'm very curious to see when you're in a position of power, what you're gonna do with that power. I'm not counting what he did in the first episode where he decided who's gonna play in that HOH competition. I'm talking about when you win HOH, when you win the power of veto, what do you do with that power? Right now, you talking about you trying to get Rachel about the game, you just using her to advance your game. Yet in this same episode, you going to Rachel for advice. Talk about some, you think it would be good for my game if I blew up on Keanu at the veto meeting? Like, anybody could have told you that was not gonna be a good move. Especially when you already know you had his name in your mouth first, before Keanu even went to Vince about anything. And then Jimmy got the audacity to vote with Rachel essentially in the eviction. That's why I'm most disappointed in Riley and Jimmy, but Jimmy specifically, because they had that whole speech that was way better than Amy's speech. My son was basically like, look, I'm coming at Rachel next week. I don't understand why everybody's so afraid of her, but at the end of the day, I'm a competitor, and I don't think that's enough reason for me to go home the first week. And he was definitely right with that. Like, I understand there's obviously some advantages that he has over a lot of the people in the house, not just the ladies. Like I said, I'm not gonna say that everyone was brainwashed by Rachel this first week, because there was a clear incentive in getting Zae up out the house. But if y'all continue to play in this way, Rachel is going to run away with the money. That's basically what Zae was trying to tell him. Jimmy's saying all this shit in the first episode talking about, I don't understand why everybody's on Rachel's dick. If it were me, I would get her up out the house the first chance I get. I don't know, to me it was just disgusting work. Some might call it embarrassing. But yeah, Zae's about the house. There's no real hint on what the next HOA challenge is gonna be just yet. I don't watch the live feed, so I'm gonna be waiting until Sunday to see exactly what they get into. But one more thing I want to talk about before I get up out of here is Kelley's reaction to being on the block this week. just how she's been playing the game in general, because I don't know, after she got put on the block, she started moving crazy. She was trying to expose alliances, trying to remind everybody that Zach got the bread that he won in the very first challenge of the season. Like, what are you doing? What are you trying to cook? Then she's gonna cry talking about I just wanted to play the game a little crazy. Like, Kelley is losing me by the episode. I don't understand why she's moving like this. If I'm Vince, I don't want no parts of her, I'm not gonna lie. But she did cook up in the very first BB Blockbuster challenge, so I'm not gonna give her that much hell in this video. Just know I got my eye on you, Kelley, because you playing this game a little crazy, like you want to, but like I think crazier than you might want to. Yeah, that's what we got for this one. Very fast-paced episode as opposed to the ones we got earlier this week. Y'all leave your thoughts in the comments. How do you feel about Zae going home? Do you think it was Rachel who more so swayed the vote, or do you think that everybody had in mind, look, Zae got physical and mental advantages over some of us. He's a threat. We got to get him up out of here. Because I agree with that perspective right now. How do y'all feel like Kelley's playing the game right now? Like, it's kind of self-destructive, self-sabotaging. I don't know how I feel about it, but y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. I'll more than likely be going live on TikTok right after this video drops, so y'all already know. If you're not following me already, go ahead and follow me. We're going to be talking about the episode for about 45 minutes to an hour, and what we can expect going into the next week of this season of Big Brother. That being said, though, I've been your host, Jay Suave. Hope you've been entertained, and we go talk soon. Peace, y'all.